Welcome to Daily Life Connection. Thank you for joining me again today as we continue to explore who God is. And knowing Him, the more we get to know Him, the more life becomes rich and deep, doesn't it? It's just been such a joy for these last several months, share daily with you some thoughts about who this God is. Today I want to begin with no surprise from Luke chapter 15. And in Luke chapter 15, verse 1, one of the things that Jesus is accused of by the Pharisees is welcoming sinners. They grumbled and said, "This man welcomes sinners and treats them like old friends." I love the Message version that says he treats them like old friends. He makes them feel at home, the God who welcomes. In Romans, we're told, welcome one another just as he has welcomed you. So it's important for us, I think, to think about how God welcomes us. God is a welcomer. The Walmart has the greeters, welcomers, people who make you feel like you're wanted there. That you're a valued person, that gives you some dignity, the dignity of attention. How we're welcomed makes a huge difference in how we feel about wherever we are. Some places you may receive a very formal welcome. And yeah, you feel welcome there, but you know that there's certain reservations and there's a bit of a stiffness, and it's not a backslapping, hug one another kind of environment. Then there's those other times when you show up at somebody's house and their face lights up and they smile and they reach out and warmly take your hand and say, "I'm so glad you came." Wow, you just feel like you're the most important person in the world, don't you? And then there's just kind of the less formal welcome when somebody just says, "Oh yeah, you're welcome, come on in." And this is a place where it's going to be good times. It's going to be good to be there. Well, all of that's involved in the welcome of our Father, isn't it? There is that welcome into his kingdom. And, the Isaiah, remember Isaiah? "I saw God high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple, and the smoke and the..." That was sort of that formal invitation into a grand place. And those are good too, because we recognize the one who is welcoming us is a God of power and glory and majesty and might. He is really, really important and significant, and his welcoming us there takes on even greater significance in our lives, doesn't it? And then there's the God expressed in Jesus in Luke chapter 15, who welcomes sinners, who makes them feel at home with him, who makes them feel valued and gives them dignity. And that's a wonderful welcoming God too, isn't it? When he welcomes you and I just as we are. Remember the old song, "Just as I am, I come." And the good thing about it is even in our raggedness, ragged self-righteousness, and all of our issues that we drag along with us, in our brokenness, our darkness, he still welcomes us. He gives us a warm welcome, and, not a little perfunctory hug, but a bear hug that holds us close. That's the kind of welcome our God gives us. He lets us know that we are wanted and valued, and that we don't have to change. I'm not sure that it's even a welcome. If somebody welcomes us and they say, "You're welcome here, but you need to do this and you need to do that. And you're welcome here, but you can't do this." All these limitations on it, and that just makes the welcome feel less genuine, doesn't it? But when it's just an unrestricted, unconditional welcome, we can relax, we can be at rest. And I think that's part of what it talks about in Hebrews when it says, "Enter into his rest." It's hard to enter into God's rest if we don't feel welcome in his presence. And it's not about our performance. It's not about our righteousness. It's about the fact that we are his children. That's what makes us welcome. That we're loved by him. That's what makes us welcome in his presence. That there's nothing more in the universe that he wants. There's nothing he wants more than your presence and mine, our attendance at his celebration. And he will welcome us no matter what is happening in our lives, no matter how well or poorly we are performing this day. He is standing there with arms wide open and a big smile and saying, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're welcome to be in my presence. You're welcome to be in my home. You're welcome at my party. You're welcome in my presence. So as you and I spend some time before the Lord today, just remember the first words that he speaks to you are welcome, welcome. And from there, it's all about relationship. The God who welcomes us. Let's think about that today. Rejoice in it, relax in it, rest in it, and we'll talk again tomorrow.